Good morning, students. Welcome to the data structure session. In today's session, we are going to see about doubly linked list and circular linked list. Yesterday, we saw the operations in singly linked list. How an element can be inserted in a singly linked list, how an element can be deleted. So that those operations we have seen, find last, find first, and how to go to the last position of the list and retrieving the last element. All those things we have seen in the last 2 days. Yes. Now, in this session, first we are going to see about doubly linked list operations, then a short note about circular linked list. Because among these three lists, singly linked list, doubly linked list, and circular linked list, your singly linked list and the doubly linked list play a very vital role in all applications. Don't think that we are not at all using circular linked list. In some complex situation, at some needed environment, we are implementing the circular linked list also. Yes. Before that, let's have a quick recap of the yesterday session. We have seen how to insert an element in the singly linked list. I hope you understood the concept also. Again, I'm telling, don't by heart the routines. You have to apply the logic. Then you have to write the logic on your own. For that only we have given the routine with example. Assume the new node to be inserted as a new node. Then you are placing the element as X. Then the new node next to point to P arrow next. P is the current position, the pointer where the element is currently pointing. That is called as P. Yes. So then we have seen two operations with respect to deletion. Either we can delete an element, one particular element from the linked list, okay, by mentioning that particular element or the position, or we can delete the list itself. Routine for deleting the list means one by one the elements will get deleted. Okay. So let's see now doubly linked list. As the name itself implies, it contains what? Two pointers. Don't think that two elements will be there. Always in a linked list, it has what? Two components, an element and a pointer to next node. What are all the things just I'm covering then and there? All those are important while attending your quiz today. Have it in your mind. Attend the class properly. Listen the class sincerely. So a node in a linked list always contain two parts. A data part, that is an element, and what? And the address part. That address can also be called as a pointer to next node. But in doubly linked list, that pointer is what? That pointer is nothing but it has two pointers, forward link and backward link. Okay. So the forward link is nothing but a pointer pointing to the next node of the particular element. B link means backward link. It contains the address of the previous element. Okay. Backward link contains the address of previous element. Forward link contains the address of the next node. Yes, anything? Any doubts, students? Okay. So this is the declaration of a node using structure. We have seen the same thing in the singly linked list, but what's the difference there? We have defined only one link there, one pointer only needed, that we call it as what? Next. Or we can call it as PTR or next PTR, anything. Normally we call it as next because the element next position. The address of the next node will be stored in the pointer called as next in singly linked list. But here, as we have two links, to differentiate that, we are using what? F link and B link. Both are pointers. So only I mentioned it as star FP link of type what? Structure. That structure element is, the structure name is called as node. So you are going to create elements for this node only. As told earlier, we can't use these integer and F link, B link directly. For that only we need what? That memory dereferencing operator. Okay. Node arrow mark next or node arrow mark B link. Here we are not using the pointer variable called as next. We are using these two variables, F link and B link, as the pointer variables, pointing to the next element and the previous element of the particular node. Okay. Element is nothing but the data or the value of the particular node. So you have three components for this doubly linked list. The element in the middle, forward link in the right, backward link in the left side. Got it? As again I'm telling, we can't use this element and F link, B link directly because they are nested inside the structure called node. For that you have to use the object, or I can use the node arrow mark element, node arrow mark F link, like that. Got it? So we are going to see only two important operations in doubly linked list. Most important routines in the university point of view and also in general. Okay. Because one thing I want to tell again, what is the advantage of using the doubly linked list? We can traverse the list in both directions. That is the advantage when compared to singly linked list. Okay. Singly linked list, it will traverse only in the forward direction. That is, I can traverse from what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up to 100 elements. Yes. Suppose I want to insert an element after the position 73. Think of this example. Have note and pen with you. Try to take notes also. Though I share the PPT, don't depend only on this. Try to take notes and have reference with respect to YouTube or some other website, some data structure websites also. You can get more information, extra information. Yes. So coming back to this one, in singly linked list, we have only 100. Suppose assume that you have 100 elements. I want to insert an element after the position 67. What I have to do, I have to traverse from 1, 2, 3, etc. up to 67. Then I will insert the element in the 68th position in singly linked list. Okay. But in doubly linked list, what can we do? I can traverse from the reverse. I can traverse in the reverse direction, assuming the 100 as the starting node. So from 100, 99, 98, reaching 67 is easy. So in this method, we can use the backward link for inserting the particular element. I can insert any element randomly. If I know the position, I can go directly and I can insert also. That is the advantage in advantage in linked list generally. But for doubly linked list, there is a possibility for traversing the list in the reverse direction also. Okay, for that we are using the backward link. So see this example. We are having 3 elements, 10, 20, 30. Suppose I want to traverse in reverse direction, means what will be the head node here? 30. Okay, 30 is my first node. 30 backward link contains what? Contains the address of node 20. Similarly, 20 backward link, that first position, having the address of 10. 10 backward link having the address in the header, because that header holds the address of the element 10. Always the first element address will be present in the node called header, a pointer called header. Okay. So now, how to insert an element in a doubly linked list? Let's see that one. So look at the same, look at the diagram. Nothing special in the singly linked list. We saw the same thing. Yes, inserting the element. But here we are using only one chain, forward link only. But here we have to adjust 2 pointers, both the forward link and the backward link. Okay. Compare the routines and study, then only you will feel easy to remember the logic. So I want to insert element 15 at position 10. At means after the position. That's the default meaning. Because you have to give the position and the element. Here I have mentioned the position as what? 10. It does not mean that you are going to replace that 15 with 10. I am going to insert only. So after that position P, I am going to insert the element 15. So for that, look at the routine. I have used insert function of return type void. This void is missed here. You can write it. Void insert int x. X is the element to be inserted in the given list at position P or after the position P. For that, what you have to know? You have to have it compulsorily a node. First, you need a node. That node is called as new node of type what? Node. Because new node is a structure variable. It should contain what? 3 components: element, forward link, and backward link. So I have mentioned it as a star new node. Then I am creating memory space for that particular node. For that, this is the statement. malloc is the function to create memory space for a particular node. Similarly, to delete the free space, what you have to use? Free of. FREE, free of function, or DLOC, DEALLOC, DLOC function. Normally here we use free. Free function is enough to remove the entire memory space, not to remove the element, to remove the memory space. Similarly, malloc function is used to create memory space for a particular node. That node we named it as what? New node. So new node equal to malloc size of struct node. Okay. Now we are going to check condition. If new node not equal to null. Yes, new node not equal to null means yesterday I forgot to tell that new node next not equal to null. That means the pointer is not equal to null. If it is null means what? It is the last element. Okay. So now new node, that is, there is no node at all. If new node not equal to null means there is some element in that particular node. Okay, so if condition is satisfied, you are entering the loop. That is, you are going to perform the logic. New node element equal to x. I don't think that I am not mentioning arrow and all. You have to remember it. New node arrow element equal to x. That is the usual way of reading. So new node arrow element should be placed in the middle position. Yes, so 15 is placed there. X means what? 15. I am going to insert the node 15. So I have placed 15. Look at the diagram and the coding parallelly. So only I put it in the same slide purposely. Now there should be two links. New node F link and new node B link. Okay, I mentioned it using that pen also. That yellow point I have mentioned, that yellow, the pointer is not there. That arrow mark should not be there. Just I removed that. I tried to remove that. Here I mentioned that pointer in the F link. I written one word called F link. Below that word there is one black shading. That is your arrow mark for F link. Okay. So now look at that position P, 10 element. Yes. Where the forward link is pointing to initially. Anyone please unmute and tell the answer. The forward link of 10 pointing to whom?
20.
Yes, 20. Backward link of 10 pointing to?
Header.
Header. Okay. So now I have to insert. That is a backward link of 20 pointing to 10. So between this I have to move my element. I have to insert my element. For that, look at that second statement in the if condition. New node arrow F link equal to P arrow F link. Yes, because P arrow F link pointing to whom? Pointing to 20. Now it should point to whom? It should point to 15. 15 is nothing but my new node. So your P arrow mark F link should be assigned to new node arrow F link. Got it? You can draw the draw the list in a chain link structure after insertion. It will be more clear. You can write it in your notebook. Everything we won't display it in PPT. You have to do something. Then only it will be clear. Okay. So now P arrow mark F link will be assigned to whom? New node arrow F link. Okay. Now let's look at the third statement in the if condition. P arrow F link arrow B link equal to new node. Again I tell P arrow F link. Yes, P arrow F link now is pointing to whom? New node arrow F link, because we have assigned in the previous statement. New node arrow F link. So that new node arrow F link B link is the new node. So you have to connect that backward link also. Now assign that new node as P arrow F link. It will be little confusing if you, as you are looking for the first time. Try to listen carefully. Again, I repeat. You are going to insert the element 15. That is your new node. So you have to place new node F link, new node B link. Yes. The new node F link is what? P F link. P is what? element 10, P arrow F link is the new arrow F link. Now, P arrow F link, arrow B link. What is the P arrow F link? 20. That B link is what? That B link should point to new node. Okay. That 20 la irukra backward link. First position irukka. 20 la irukra backward link, it was pointing to 10 previously. Now where it should point? It should point to the new node. That is the third statement in the if condition. P arrow F link, then it's backward link. Direct P arrow backward link na header ku poidum. Okay, so only we have mentioned that statement. P arrow F link, then that B link should point to new node. Then P F link equal to new node. You have to connect that last one. I have written the B link word. That link should be connected. That is the last one. New node arrow B link equal to P. Hope you understood. If you have doubts, you can ask either now or at the end of the session, or you can put it in chat. Somebody else, you can unmute and tell if any questions in the chat. Okay. You are inserting the element, you are adjusting the pointers because the pointers, here you are adjusting 2 pointers. But in singly linked list, you are adjusting only 1 pointer. That is the difference. Okay. Any doubt? Shall I proceed to doubly linked, deletion? Any quick answers in chat? Any doubt for insertion operation in doubly linked list? Shall I proceed to deletion? Okay, no doubts. So I got some answers in the chat. Okay, good. Now let's see how to delete an element from a doubly linked list. Okay, one more thing. Just forget these dotted arrow mark, that slash and all. After inserting 15, what will happen? So this is my node. After inserting 20, you can assume like that. Or you can have it as 10, 15, 20. You can rename these nodes. Assume that 10, 15, 20. After insertion, your linked list will appear like this. Because the 10 forward link should point to 15. 15 forward link pointing to 20. Then 20 backward link pointing to 15. 15 backward link pointing to 10. That only given in these 4 statements. Okay. You have to adjust. First you are removing that link and you are connecting it to 15. That is the simple thing behind insertion. Now deletion. I want to delete a particular element. Yes. Here I am going to mention the element only, not the position. So I am going to delete x, void delete of int x comma list L. I am going to delete element x in the list L. For that, what I need? I need the position P. Because I have to go to that particular position where 20 is. Then only I can do the adjustments. Yes. Now P equal to find of x comma L. What is find of x comma L? I have to find 20 where 20 is there. In this simple example, I can find it easily because it's in the second position. Assume that you have some 50 or 100 elements or 70 elements. For that, you have to use the find function. We saw the find function in the initial class itself. Yes, just apply that find function. I didn't mention it here. Just I used delete routine only. You have to apply that find function. Suppose if the question is asked, explain the routine to delete element from a doubly linked list. Don't simply put these things. First say what is doubly linked list, then what are the operations that can be done, then write this routine, this example. In this routine, you are using the find routine also. You have to write the logic of find function also. If only routine is asked. If program is asked, you have to start right from the header itself. Hash include, void main, you have to call those functions in the main, then you have to retrieve. Okay. Okay, coming back to this one. So you are using the find function. Y means to find where the element 20 is present. So now I have found. It's found at position P. Let's name it as P. Now check if is last of P comma L. Just remember those functions. Is last function, what will it will do? It will retrieve the last element in your linked list. Okay. If is last of P comma L. Now tell, is 20 is the last element in your list? No. Okay. So move to the else part. Why I am mentioning means, okay, now we will check this else part, then we move on to this true part. Okay. Here in this example, 20 is not in the last position. 20 is in the middle position. The last position element is what? 30. Okay. So here if condition is false, so move to the else part. In the else part, what is the first statement? Temp equal to P. That is, you are assigning P to temp. Yesterday I told just same thing we have seen in the singly linked list. I told 3 students. First student joining hand with second, second joining hand with third. I want to remove the second student. So I am moving outside from the chain. Okay. So same thing only. So I am assigning that element to be deleted as what? Temp. So I am going to disconnect this 20. Normally, now check the forward link of 10 pointing to whom? 20 initially. Forward link of 20 pointing to 30. Similarly, 30 backward link pointing to 20, 20 backward link pointing to 10. Now, if I remove 20, by looking at the diagram itself, you can easily understand. By removing 20, now, excuse me, the forward link of 10 should point to whom? It should point to forward link of 30. Similarly, backward link of 30 should point to whom? Point to 10. Okay. I have put it in dotted lines. That is after deletion. This is the way of connecting the links. That only given in these 2 statements. Just look at it clearly. P arrow, B link arrow, F link. P arrow, B link is what? P arrow, B link pointing to 10. That F link pointing to whom? Pointing to 20. That should be assigned to P arrow F link. Okay, that means you are going to disconnect this one. Assignment statement from right to left only. P arrow F link. P arrow F link is what? Currently 30. That 30 should be assigned to whom? To 10. How can I mention 10 with respect to P? P arrow B link, F link. Got it? So now 10 connected to 30 in the forward direction. That is the second statement in your else part. That statement will connect the which one? 10 forward link to the 30 backward link position. That means forward chain, forward direction, that part over. Now only one part is over. Now what is the next link to be connected? The 30 backward link to be connected to whom? To the 10 forward link. Yes, 10 F link. So how can I mention? Look at that third statement in your else part. P arrow B link. What is your P arrow B link pointing to? 30. That should be assigned to whom? P arrow F link, B link. P arrow F link is 20. Its B link is what? Again 10. You can't put it directly P arrow B link. Okay. So only that statement is given. P arrow F link arrow B link. P arrow F link means 20 B link. That B link again pointing to whom? 10. So now your 30 B link will point to whom? 10 F link. At the first time, it will be difficult to follow, students. I understand. But a very simple thing only. Just assume your class or just assume a set of 5 colors. I want to remove a particular color. So then after removing that particular color, what will be the remaining colors? Like that you can easily imagine with example. Just we are making the variables F link, P link, F link, B link and then P, position P, list L like that. Now 20 is deleted, 20 has been separate, 10 and 30 connected. Again 30 backward link connected to 10. But there will be some space for 20. Just I detached 20. I separated 20 from the list. I have to free the memory space also. So free of temp. Temp is nothing but what? 20. Already I assigned that P has temp. Okay. So this is the logic for deleting an element from a doubly linked list. Got it? Now, assume we want to delete 30. Let's go to the true part. This logic works for what? It works for the if the if condition is not satisfied. If my element is not the last element. Yes, remember? So I just executed the else part conditions only. Now I want to delete element 30. What are the things you have to do? No need to connect the 10 to 30 and all. 10, 20 will be as such. There won't be any change at all. But what is the extra thing you have to do here? That null position. Yes, that null position should be present in what? F link of 20. Okay, because I have to remove 30. There should be some last node in the list. That last node should be pointed as what? Null. Last node next. Next means that pointer. That if it is pointing to null means it denotes it is the last element in your list, either in singly or doubly. Generally in a list it is the condition. If P arrow next equal to null, like that. But instead of next here, as it is doubly linked list, we are using two pointers, B link and F link. So what should be the condition? P arrow, B link, arrow, F link should be null. So assume the same thing. Let's start from the first one. You have to delete element 30. So what you have to do? P equal to find of 30 comma L. You go to that particular position. Now forget all the things. 10, 20 will be there. P is pointing to 30. Now, if E is last of P comma L, is it last position? Yes. Condition is true. Go to the true part. Temp equal to P. Now, assign this 30 as temp. Because you have to remove that. You are going to detach it. So, only we are temporarily assigning in some other variable. So, P assigned as temp. Now, temp value is 30. Now, P arrow B link. What is P arrow B link? This one. P arrow B link pointing to 20. It's the F link. P arrow B link, arrow F link. P arrow B link is 30 pointing to 20 in the reverse direction. That is your B link. Its the F link is what? 20 pointing to 30. So the position next to 20, you have to make it as null. Got it? Then what you have to do? Free of temp. Don't forget that statement. Only if you free that particular temporary variable, the memory space will be deleted. Okay. Now the 20 forward link will be pointing to null. We can't mention it as P arrow F link equal to null. It has to be mentioned as P arrow B link. It's F link. You are making it as null value. So I have deleted 30. Now 20 is the last element in my doubly linked list. Got it? So these are the only two important operations. I have told that is last, find previous and all are applicable to doubly linked list also. So only I taught it in general. Yes, all the simple operations that we have seen, find previous, find next, find is last, is empty, all those things, all are applicable to doubly linked list also. I think it's not necessary to teach again. If question is asked, you have to apply that logic only. Okay. Now let's see the advantage and disadvantages. I have mentioned particularly deletion operation is easier. Why means in normally in linked list insertion and deletion will be easy. Okay. But in particular in doubly linked list deletion will be easier. Why means when compared to singly linked list we have two pointers, both predecessor and successor will be there. So I can easily detach that element and I can connect the other two elements. So only mention specifically deletion is easier. And also second advantage, finding the predecessor and successor node. Yesterday itself some student told. Finding the previous and the next node is easier. Because your link is accessible in both the directions in doubly linked list. That is the main advantage of doubly linked list. That's the difference between the singly. If the question is asked in 2 marks, differentiate SLL and DLL. SLL stands for our common convenience, we mention it in short term. SLL means singly linked list, DLL means doubly linked list. But don't write it in exam like this. Just for time consumption, I have written like that. It's very rare if the question is asked using the acronym. Write the routine for DLL, inserting element in DLL. It won't be asked in general. Okay. So finding the predecessor, previous node and successor. Next node is easier in case of doubly linked list. But what is the disadvantage here? While teaching the types itself, we have discussed. It consumes more memory space when compared to singly linked list because it has 2 pointer fields. Always pointer holds more memory space. Specifically, we are using 2 pointers, forward link and backward link. So it obviously consumes more memory space. Though it has this disadvantage, as it is having more advantages, we are still using in many operations. Okay. So that's all about your doubly linked list. Question may be asked, explain the linked list implementation of doubly linked list or explain the linked list implementation of singly linked list. You have to write these routines: insertion, deletion, searching. These are the 3 important routines. Searching is nothing but finding. Retrieving means what? Retrieving the element means getting that particular element. Similar to find only, going to that particular position and you are going to get that particular element. Yes. We move on to circular linked list. We are not going to see the routines and all in detail because the same thing only we are going to use. Same singly linked list or the doubly linked list only we are going to use in the circular linked list. But here, what is the difference between the other two? That is normal linked list and circular. There won't be any null position. There won't be any last node at all. You can treat any node also as the first node. But in general, if I'm having same thing, this one. Okay, we'll see in the next example. I assume that you have 3 elements, 10 pointing to 20, 20 pointing to 30. So your 30 is your last node. But in circular linked list, if 30 connected to 10, it becomes a circle. So that fashion, that representation is called as circular linked list. Okay. That is the first point I have mentioned. The pointer of last node pointing to whom? Pointing to the first node. It means that there won't be any null node at all. And also one more thing, if you have some 10 nodes, 10th node connected to first node, first connected to second, 2 connected to 3, you can pick any node as the first node also. I can have the 4th node as the first node specifically. If nothing is given specifically, you can treat the node 1 itself as the first node. If I want particularly the 4th node means you can give it in the routine. So now the 4th node will be the first node, 4 pointing to 5, 5 pointing to 6. So what will be the last node? Last node means what? Again, if it is coming to the first node. So 3. Okay. So that is your last node. This circular linked list can be implemented in 2 ways. Either using singly linked list or using doubly linked list, and also with or without headers. Yes. Either using header or without using header, you can represent the circular linked list. In a singly linked circular list, the last node will point to the first node. Same thing only for doubly linked list, but we have 2 pointers. So what will happen? The forward link of last node pointing to whom? Pointing to the first node. Backward link of first node should point to last node. That is represented in this diagram. Look at that second diagram for doubly linked list. First diagram for singly linked circular list. Yes. On the first diagram, I put specifically header. In the second one, no need for header. Yes, got it. The forward link of last node pointing to first node. Look at the second diagram for doubly linked list. By looking at the diagram itself, we can easily say whether it is singly or doubly. If I have two arrow lines, both in forward and reverse, then that is your doubly linked list. So, F link of last node. What is F link of last node? 30 F link. Pointing to whom? Pointing to the first node backward link. Okay. Similarly, the backward link of that only I have mentioned. Forward link of last node pointing to the first node. So just it looks like a chain-like structure. Sorry, not chain, circular structure. Circle. This is the diagram representing the comparison of a normal linked list and a circular linked list. Here the list travels in only one direction. It's here in the forward direction only, so it's a singly linked list. In the first part, I have head pointing to node 1 pointing to 2, 3, 4, 4 pointing to null. In this way also you can represent. I have the element here mentioned as what? Data. We told it as next. Here it is mentioned as what? Pointer. PTR holding the address of node 2. Similarly, node 2 PTR holding the address of whom? Address of node 3. Node 3 PTR holding the address of node 4. Node 4 PTR pointing to null. It means that it is the last element in your list. Okay. But in circular linked list, what we will do? The last node connected to the first node with header. Here I have header. Header having the address of the node 1. That is, you have to mention it specifically. Okay. So these are the things with respect to circular linked list. As told, we can implement either using single linked list or using doubly linked list. So no need to explain the routines again. Same operations only, insertion and deletion. Both are very, very important routines. What are the advantages of circular linked list? So as told, I can traverse the list in list from any way, from any node. I can start from any node. That is the first advantage. It allows to traverse the list starting at any point. It's not necessary that one should be the first node. I can have 3 as the first node. I can have 2 as the first node, like that. And also second one, it allows quick access to the first and last records. We can easily access both first and last because last connected to first. Okay. But in a normal linked list, retrieving the last one, it will take little bit more time. And also, especially this doubly linked circular list allows to traverse the list in any direction. This one, the second diagram. So it's not that one. Here I have represented only the singly linked list. This one. This doubly linked circular list. Using this, we can traverse the list in any direction. Got it? So these are the points with respect to singly linked list, doubly linked list, and circular linked list. So that's all about the today topic. One more thing, important thing I want to insist for today's quiz. If you listened all the classes from the first starting class, you will easily score full marks. Very simple concepts only. Whatever we have discussed from day one with respect to ADT, asymptotic notations, everything. Till yesterday class, I have taken the questions. I want to say, I hope you attended yesterday quiz. Go to your Google Classroom. Don't directly connect through quizzes. Go to your Google Classroom. Your second year stream will be there. Click that classwork. This is disabled now. Look at that second one. First one, did everyone notice? I posted all the PPTs. Last 4 days PPTs. Already I posted 2 more PPTs. You can have a look at it before attending the quiz. Look at that second one, CS8391. That is our subject code, Data Structures, Weekly Test 1. It will be scheduled exactly at 4 p.m. Don't think that exactly. Sometimes it will be enabled at 4:1, 4:2. You can wait for up to 4 p.m. If any queries, you can post it in group also. You click this link, attend the quiz, and finally submit. Quiz will be disabled exactly by 4:30 p.m. Have it in your mind. Okay. Attend. Every student must attend the quiz. Don't get into any consequences. For all the 3 sections, I am saying. Okay. It's for your benefit only. It's for your improvement. In the particular subject only, we are conducting quiz for all the subjects.